Oh, I'm alright, Mr. Naruhodo. After them, go! Behind that door. In the storeroom! Hurry! It's Gina! From that moment, Windybank's pawnbrokery became a crime scene. Everything that followed happened in a whirlwind of activity. The arrival of the police, the preliminary investigation of the scene, and the questioning. It was just before dawn before I was allowed back to my lodgings at 221B. April 16th, 6:21 a.m., Naruhodo's legal consultancy. Oh, Iris. A telegram came, but all it said was, "Wait at home." Oh, yeah, we asked one of the policemen to have it sent. It was simply impossible to come back. When I woke up, I was all alone. Early and Ginny were gone. Everyone was gone. What happened, Runa? Poor Iris. She's trembling. She's obviously trying very hard not to let herself get too worried. I'll explain everything that I know. Something awful has happened, hasn't it? Yes, I'm afraid so. I'm sorry to have to tell you this, Iris, but Mr. Windybank is dead. He was shot. We discovered it in the early hours of the morning. Oh, yeah, I had a feeling. You did? Well, I saw all of those police carriages pulling up outside his shop, so I knew something must have happened there. When we entered Windybank's in the small hours, we disturbed a gang of 2 thugs. They ran out into the street, and I chased after them, but they got away. So, it was one of them who shot old Mr. Windybank, I suppose. I don't know, but that's not what the police believe at the moment. Oh, why not? They arrested someone else as their prime suspect, you see. Gina. Gina? But why? Well, the thing is... Nah, Jenny wouldn't do something like that. I know. None of us thinks she did it. But why have they arrested her? I'm sorry. There was nothing I could do. I don't understand why they arrested Ginny. It's not fair. What about the 2 thugs that were at the scene? Why aren't they the prime suspects? After all, they shot Oily dead, didn't they? No, I mean, Mr. Sholmes isn't dead, Iris. This is so horrible. The thing is, Mr. Windybank was found on the floor in the storeroom where he keeps all the deposited articles. And the storeroom door was locked from the inside. I see. But he wasn't alone in there. Gina was found next to him on the floor as well. Oh, nah. And according to the detectives who investigated afterwards... Don't tell me. There's no one else in the room? Yeah, exactly. How did you know? It's the only explanation. Yeah, the only explanation indeed. What do you mean by that, Reno? Well? What can I say? I'm damned if I agree, damned if I don't. So where's Early then? Is he still there investigating the scene? He really ought to have some breakfast. It's not good for him to miss meals. I don't want you to worry, Iris, but I have some news about Mr. Sholmes. He was taken to hospital this morning. What? Well, when we entered Windybank's, a gun was fired, and he took a bullet. Early? Early was shot? No. It's alright. His life isn't in danger. Really? Are you sure? Where is he? Which hospital? He's at St. Sinner's. They're tending to him there. I must see him at once. I'm sorry, Iris, but you can't. Why not? That's not fair. I'm a family member. I should be allowed. No, I mean, nobody can see him at the moment. He's not allowed any visitors. They're preparing to operate, you see. To operate? Oh, poor Early. It was the two thugs who were in Mr. Winterbank's shop. They shot Mr. Sholmes when we disturbed them, you see. It was pitch black inside the shop at the time. My mind went totally blank, I'm afraid. I just froze. After them! Go! After that, I ran out into the street, but... well, they were long gone. I shouldn't have hesitated. I'm so sorry. It's my fault. I let them get away. I think that's a very good thing. Sorry? Well, if you'd seen which way they went and chased after them, you might have been shot as well, Bruno. On top of everything else, I couldn't bear that. Oh, Iris. Where's Susie, Bruno? She's still at the police station. Oh, why? I expect she's still being questioned. The police said they wouldn't be finished for a while. Why aren't you there then? Well, I didn't get a good look at the criminals anyway, so they weren't questioning me for long. Mrs. Sada stayed behind at the scene to tend to Mr. Sholmes, so they didn't get started until later. Ah, I see. Besides, one of us had to come back to be with Iris. I'm glad Inspector Gregson agreed to me leaving early. You should have let me know, and I would have come to the station. I'm afraid I'll need to go out again now, Iris. There's not much I can do at the moment. But I can at least try to find out how Mr. Sholmes and Gina are getting on. I want to go too. Take me with you, Reno. I can't stand just sitting around here waiting. I'm not sure how I feel about taking a 10-year-old child to the scene of a murder, but I don't want to leave her all alone here either. Alright then, Iris. Perhaps you can help me. Oh, yes, I'd love to. Gina's at the prison. Mr. Sholmes is probably in his hospital bed. Now, don't forget we have to visit the crime scene. We need to conduct a thorough investigation. Ah, I can see you're ready for action. I imagine Iris would appreciate going to the hospital sooner rather than later. Alright, well, I guess we'll do that first then. You want some tea? So this is the tea set that Miss Sada brought with her from Japan. Let's hope she hasn't noticed me slipping sugar and milk into my cup when she makes it. It's just so bitter. See, this lovely green tea has had quite an impact on Early, you know. He stopped putting milk and sugar in his coffee even. And Early is normally bitterly opposed to bitterness. That spade has been in here since we started renting the planes. Reno, that's not a spade, it's a shovel. Ah, you're a shoveler, are you? I had a feeling you picked me up on that. Oh no, I'll pick you something else entirely. Now I've dug myself into an ever deeper hole. Good. We've only been here in London for about 2 months, but my desk is starting to look a little messy already. Eddie's desk is far worse, you know. I'm sure if I try hard enough, I can make my desk as messy as Mr. Sholmes. I wonder. You don't think I can? Well, it takes a certain genius to reach that level of disorder, you know. The path to true mess is long and arduous, it seems. Ah, the Dharma doll I brought with me from home. Still with only one eye colored in. I said I'd color the other eye once I won my first court case here in Britain, but that's cruel, only letting it have one eye. Yeah, but it's because I don't consider myself a good enough lawyer yet, you see. Once I become a fully fledged lawyer, Mr. Sauter will color in the other eye for me. Well, in that case, why not color in the other eye now? And then every time you win a new case, give it an extra eye. You can never have too many eyes, you know. Call me crazy, but I'd never consider that. Do you know, I've never seen inside Mrs. Sauter's room. I haven't so much as put my head around the door. Oh, Susie often invites me up. It's so much fun. Really? What's her room like? I can't tell you that. Oh. A young maiden's private chamber is a place of bittersweet secrets, you know. Where have I heard that before? I suppose some things are the same the world over. Oh, maybe I can read this now. Oh, this looks like a telegram. It is, but you mustn't open it. Not under any circumstances. Alright, I won't. Now then, let's see. No! What did I just say? You mustn't open it. Don't worry, I won't. With this special concoction I've developed, I'll be able to see through the envelope without having to open it. No, that's not allowed either. Oh, but I'm sure it's something important. Little geniuses sure can be mischievous. Come on, Rinosuke. Just read the damn thing. Alright, we're not going to examine everything again. So, yeah. Let's go downstairs. Is the cat here? Is the cat around? No? Okay. This is where you note down ideas, isn't it, Iris? Let's see. What does it say today? Ah, the Boscombe Valley Mystery. We visited Boscombe Valley recently for a picnic, you see, but I forgot to bring the tea. So when Early became thirsty, he decided to drink from Boscombe Pool. He gave himself an awful tummy ache. Oh dear. Early sat there miserable as can be in that field of flowers after that, just like when you saw him yesterday. That really is an unsavory tale. One for the books. That's a charming little white shelf, and full of charming little bottles too. But the contents of them aren't quite so charming, it seems. I'm so close now, I've nearly developed a rainbow smoke grenade, you know? So you're still working on those colorful but fumey explosives, are you? I'll tell you what, when I've perfected it, I'll fire the first shot at you, Runo. What an honor. Okay. What about this? Ah yes, the letters V and R inscribed on the wall in bullet holes. Isn't it the initials of the Queen or something? That's right, but Early isn't a very good shot, sadly. I can't remember how many times he had to replaster that patch of wall before he managed to make the letters. Is he a patriot or a plasterer? Alright, we're wasting time here. Let's go outside. Outside, Baker Street. What's this? There's still a Scotland Yard carriage outside Windybanks. I'll never imagine we'd be investigating a case so close to Elm. Poor Iris. She's very upset by all this. I'm sorry. I was there. I should have done more. None of this is your fault, Reno. So please, don't apologize. But it's the criminals who are to blame for all this. So let's investigate and work out how to catch them. Yes, you're right. It's already been 2 months that we've been taking lodgings here above Mr. Jones's office. I still can't quite believe it. I never expected things would turn out like this. When Early comes back home, let's have a big party. That's a great idea. I'm sure it won't be long. Mr. Sholmes is very tough. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he's very tough, he is, yeah. Alright, well, since we're close to the crime scene, let's go inside. See what's going on. Are they gonna let us in the crime scene? Maybe not. This is where it happened then. Last night? That's right. The two thugs I told you about were obviously ransacking the place, looking for valuables. But apart from the policeman in there, you wouldn't know anything had happened. There's no sign of a disturbance. No, you're right about that, actually. In fact, if anyone, it's the police who seem to be the ones doing the ransacking. I know what you mean. They're like a gang of organized criminals all dressed in black. Oi, I heard that. Oh, Inspector. Good morning.
I suppose I'll thank you for your vigilance last night. We got to the scene before he was disturbed at least. Shame you let the two rogues get away, mind.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I thought you'd assigned extra men to the beat around here, Gagsy. Now look what's happened. Early's been injured because there weren't enough police on duty.
Ah! Your ladyship! Don't touch me, you're coming.
I expect you to take full responsibility for what happened to Early and see he has the very best medical care.
Of course, your ladyship. The very best doctors in the capital are attending to him as we speak.
And I don't think it's Runa's fault that the rogues managed to get away, is it? Chasing criminals is the police job, innit?
Oh, absolutely, your ladyship. As you say, ma'am, as you say.
A jet in black is totally blameless. Everyone's in agreement about that. Would you believe it? He's like a completely different person with Iris. Talk about a personality change.
Oh, well, me manners. Are you thirsty, your ladyship? Perhaps you'd like some juice? Some nice refreshing fruit juice?
Oh, why? Are you thirsty, Grexy? I have some of my special herbal tea with me, if you'd like some.
Oh, lovely. Thank you very much. Really, hit the spot, your ladyship.
I don't even recognize him like this. So, how is the investigation going, Inspector?
Nothing to it, really. Very simple case, this. There's some very definitive evidence. We're just about to charge that diver we arrested last night, in fact.
Gina? You're gonna charge her?
That's right. Should be able to bring her in before a judge of Bailey tomorrow.
Definitive evidence, you say? What is it? Come on, show me.
Your ladyship, as much as I wish I could oblige you, I'm afraid.
Ah, I see. You've already captured the pair of thugs who broke in last night, have you?
What
And you're going to put them on the stand as witnesses, are you?
How could you? How could you possibly know that?
I had a feeling, that's all. Remind me never to try to keep a secret from Iris. So you've arrested the two men who shot Mr. Sholmes, have you?
Well, yeah, they were wound up pretty quickly by the lads on the beat.
And Miss Lestrade is being held at the prison?
She should be. That's assuming she has lifted the key from the jailer, of course.
Huh. Can you tell us anything about Mr. Sholmes? What's his condition?
Sorry, I'm not at liberty to divulge that information. Scotland Yard matters are strictly confidential.
Well, I know he's been operated on as sanus. Why can't I see him? I'm family, you know.
I'm terribly sorry, your ladyship. It is a hospital policy, no visiting at all.
Oh.
That bullet must have hit an artery in his midriff. He's lost a fair bit of blood.
Oh no.
He didn't seem too bad in the first hour or so. But a hemorrhage like that is enough to make even the one and only Sholmes paw down. Mr. Sholmes is a human like the rest of us, you know. Well, anyway, he's having emergency surgery right now. They've got to stop that bleeding.
But he will be alright, won't he? They'll be able to make him better.
Of course, your ladyship. He'll be as right as before you know it.
Really? How do you know?
How do I know? Well, because, of course,
yeah,
because Mr. Sholmes is such a great detective, that's why.
We'd better pray the doctors have a better grasp of... We better pray the doctors have a better grasp of what's needed to make someone well again. Oh dear, please don't die early.
I'll report to your ladyship the moment I hear he's out of the operating theatre.
That's good of you. I couldn't help noticing, Inspector.
What? Out with it, sunshine.
Well, there seems to be a marked difference between the way you talk to me and Iris.
Watch the source, sonny. I'm a copper. We don't go in for fatalism.
But he's right. You do treat us differently.
It's 'cause of those adventures of Sherlock Holmes stories, that's why.
Oh.
I crop up in him, don't I? Inspector Tobias Gregson.
Oh, well, yeah, because you're an acquaintance of Early's. What did you write about the Inspector, Iris?
Not I remember, really. It was one of Sholmes' lines. Gregson is the smartest of the Scotland Yarders, is how he put it.
Oh, did I write that?
And do you know what that one line did for me? Eh? The very next month, my pay doubled. Doubled, I tell you.
Oh, that's amazing.
All because everyone at the yard reads them. They read all the Sherlock Holmes stories. They've even set up a fan club for me.
Of course, that explains everything. It was around that time that you became such a toady to me.
Can you blame me? All it takes is one bad word from you and Sholmes could change his tune about me. Gregson? Nah, the great detective will say, he's getting quite overrated these days. Think what would happen to me salary if that came out in print, eh? The whole thing gives me the willies. I can't tell you how many nights of sleep I've lost to worrying about it.
But that would never happen, Grexy.
Every month when a new ranch magazine comes out, my arms are trembling as I turn the pages.
Oh, how awful for you. Here, have some of my herbal tea to set your nerves.
Lovely. Thank you very much. Really, it's the spot, your ladyship.
Teetotal.
Oh, yeah. There's something I was supposed to talk to you about, actually, Mr. Naruhodo.
Yeah? What is it?
I've got an important message for you. I couldn't forget about it until now.
An important message? I wonder what it could be. Go on, then. Are you gonna tell me what this important message is, then, Inspector?
Yeah, it's about that young lady who's normally by your side. Your assistant.
Dear Susie, is she alright? She's at the station, isn't she? Being questioned, I believe?
Nah, not anymore. She had to head off.
Head off? Where to?
To Lord Strongart's office, of course. He summoned her.
Yeah, of course. Forgotten about that.
One of those whipstocks took her there in a yard carriage after we'd finished questioning her. What she asked us to tell you she didn't have the fare for the return journey and to go and meet her there. She got a nerve using Scotland Yard as a bloomin' message service.
I see. Well, thank you for passing that on, Inspector. What it says you have to go to see the Lord Chief Justice? She didn't tell me. But I'd better head over to the Lord Chief Justice's office to fetch her straight away. Alright, well, I'm sure she can wait a little bit. This officer has been staring intently at the wall since before we came in here.
Shh! Keep it down.
Oh, sorry.
There's a major clue just here.
Really? Then we must tell Grexy at once.
But as soon as I report it, that'll be all. I'll be stuck here even longer.
Stuck here? What do you mean?
I haven't been home in 2 days already. I need another constable to relieve me and take over my shift.
They really have a tough time, the British police.
That doesn't stop us investigating though, does it? No, I suppose not. I'm fairly sure it was the calendar he was peering at. Alright, let's look. Alright then, let's see what we can uncover.
Oi, what do you think you're doing, Sunshine? You can't touch anything in here.
Oh, but we were hoping to investigate.
This is a crime scene, for Pete's sake. No touching.
What's the problem, Grexy? Bruno's a lawyer, you know that.
Oh, I'm ever so sorry, your ladyship. Ever so sorry. The rules and regulations are a thorn in my side. Of course, if Mr. Naruhodo was to have been properly appointed by the accused, that would be another matter.
The accused?
If you could show me some representation papers, I'll be only too happy to let your nose around.
Did you hear that, Bruno? You need Ginny to sign some representation paper. Looks like presenting the detective here with the correct paperwork is the only way. Alright, I guess we'll come back later. See you later for now. Alright. We're not gonna... Let's not keep Sholmes waiting any longer. Unfortunately, that means we'll have to keep Susato waiting longer, but, you know. It is what it is.
Hello.
Oh! He's not here. No, that's strange. The nurse definitely said he was in the bed by the window, didn't she? Oh, I know what's probably happened. Hurley was being a big baby, and the bullet wound wasn't that bad after all, so he's been sent home. Not so sure about that. Baby or not, there's no question that it was a fairly serious injury that Mr. Sholmes suffered. Oh.
Hello, hello. What have we here? This ward is off limits. No visiting. So what are you doing in here, eh?
Well, I'll have you know. We're Hurley's next of kin.
Eh? Oh, well, beg your pardon then, ma'am. Sir?
A little lady and a curious Eastern gentleman. A great mystery solver is a mysterious family, eh? That's how you see us, sure. Where is he, Constable? Where's Hurley?
I believe he is currently in the operating theatre, ma'am, undergoing an extensive operation.
Extensive?
It has been several hours since he went in.
Oh dear. Is he going to be alright?
Well, it doesn't appear to be working, you see. The anesthetic, that is.
Oh!
I've heard a report that the gentleman claims he may have had a little too much to drink last night. Coffee, that is. Anyway, I think it would be fair to assume that he won't be back here for several hours yet.
I see. Thank you, Constable. Perhaps you should leave and come back later. Oh, poor Hurley. Okay, I guess we're leaving. Let's go to the Lord Chief Justice office. Yes. No matter how many times I come here, I always get the same sense of oppressiveness somehow. Do you think the place is oppressive? I think it's normal. How so? I mean, look at that suit of armor over there. You can't take that seriously, can you? Maybe I think the same about you.
So everything is clear with regard to tomorrow's arrangements, I trust?
Yes, thank you very much. There they are, Susato-san and Lord Strongheart. I wonder what they're talking about. They both look very serious.
Very good. There's nothing further to discuss. You may return to your lodgings. No doubt you have much to do in preparation for your return to your homeland.
Wait, what did he just say? You return to your homeland? Susato-san! Oh, Mr. Naruhodo. What was that all about?
Mr. Naruhodo, thank you for coming to collect your colleague.
What's all this about? Why were you talking about Mrs. Sato's return to her homeland? And tomorrow? Tomorrow? But what about Ginny's trial? You mean she's being formally charged now? Oh dear. What's going on here, huh? Mr. Sato, what's all this about? Oh, please don't concern yourself, Mr. Naruhodo. It's only me going back to Japan. Your life here can continue just That's not what I asked. What happened? Why are you leaving? It is my father. He has fallen ill. Oh no. Professor Makotoba.
If I may.
Yes? Sorry?
You must be the defendant, Renosuke Naruhodo, I believe.
Yes, that's right.
My name is Yujin Makotoba. I am a professor of forensic medicine at Yume University. We received an international telegram from the Empire of Japan informing us of the news.
10 days ago, father collapsed with a fever. The cause is apparently unknown, and it seems he grows weaker day by day. I don't believe it.
As you are aware, the voyage from here to our country's capital, Tokyo, takes some 50 days. I thought it would be prudent to hasten Mr. Sato's departure as much as possible.
Yes, absolutely. I will leave London first thing tomorrow morning. I can't believe this is happening. So Gina has been charged. She'll have to appear in court. Yeah, she was formally charged a few hours ago, and the date of the trial has already been set for tomorrow. No, not even 24 hours later.
Gina? The Lestrade girl, the murder of the Baker Street pawnbroker, yes. An all too conspicuous case. The pickpocket was clearly disturbed mid-robbery and shot the man in a panic. Now the hard as earth stretch as it is, without wasting time on these open and shut cases.
It's not wasted time. Jenny would never do something like that.
Mr. Naruhodo.
Oh, yes, Lord Strongheart?
In deference of your fine services to date, I shall overlook this young girl's insolence.
but I have no recollection of admitting a child to my office. Leave. No.
Of course, Lord Strongheart.
Criminals will tell us the most palpable lies in order to evade justice. The police can ill afford the time it takes to unravel all their untruths. Meanwhile, more crimes are perpetrated. We have far more serious matters with which to contend.
Serious matters? Didn't Gregson mention something like that yesterday? Yes, Inspector Gregson made a similar remark yesterday.
It's no concern of yours, though I'm sure I need not remind you of that. "3 minutes precisely until my next meeting. You must excuse me."
There's just one more thing, Lord Strongheart.
Which is...
It's Miss Lestrade's trial. I wonder if you might permit me to defend her?
a timely suggestion.
Sorry?
The girl currently has no representation.
But that's not fair. Yeah, she might be a pickpocket, but she still deserves a fair trial.
Do not misunderstand me, young lady. The government provides for those too poor to afford representation with a public defender. The accused need only sign the relevant paperwork, and a defense barrister will be assigned to the case. However, the young girl in question has refused that right.
Why would she do that?
A question you would do well to direct at Mr. Lestrade. You'll find her at the local prison.
Yeah, thank you.
Now then, it's time I was leaving. Good day to you.
Whoosh. What a day. Gina charged with murder, Susato-san about to leave, Sholmes shot, Iris all alone. Come, Mr. Naruhodo, Iris, we must make haste.
But, Susie, you're leaving us for Japan tomorrow? Aren't you? Oh, fuck's sake. But, Susie, you're leaving for Japan tomorrow morning, aren't you? Don't you have packing and things to do?
As Mr. Naruhodo's judicial assistant, my personal circumstances are of no consequence. My sole purpose remains to help you in whatever way I can.
Thank you, Mrs. Sato. That's a very pensive look.
If I'm honest, this has completely thrown me off. I'll just have to do what I can as a lawyer. Alright, let's get out of here. Alright then. Here we are.
Hello, Gina. What? How did you get that in here? Oh, you still have the grenade launcher earlier than I made. I wish you wouldn't put it at me all the time, though. What are you here for? Jenny? I have a feeling it's because of us that you've ended up in trouble. So we were thinking that we might be able to help you. Well, you can't. Sorry? You heard. Get lost. Don't be like that, Jenny. I know you didn't do it. You never shoot someone. I just know you wouldn't. You think you know me. Pull the other one. Oh. You ain't got the first idea about the likes of me. I'm a thief. I pinch people's purses when they're walking down the street. That's how I get by. If I saw me chance, I'd sneak into a pawn shop any day of the week. Just to see what I could lay my hands on. Get it? That's the kind of person I am. But Jenny, I'll be in court tomorrow, he said. Some cove came by before and said he'd be a lawyer for me or the like. So it was me right or something. But I told him to get stuffed. I don't need no lawyer. I don't need no one. couldn't be staring at me any more obviously if she tried. Why are you being like this, Ginny? Ouch. That is one stern look Susato-san is giving Gina. Take a look at this. Would you have a look at... That's strange. Where's my armband gone? What's the problem, Finro? Don't suppose you're looking for this? Yes, but how? And when? And how again? I got a talent for it, haven't I? Diving. That's bordering on black magic. And it makes what I was about to say about my armband seem a little, well, dull. So, what do you want to tell me about, Anne? Nothing. Let's talk about something else. I don't understand, Gina. Why did you send the public defender away? You wanted me to sign some papers, representation papers or something like that. It's all going to be rigged anyway. Old trial. They're pinning on me because I'm a kid. That's what grown-ups always do. What do you think of that? Because that's how it always been. Because that's how it's always been for me growing up in the back slums my whole life. If you do what the grown-ups say, it'll get your mate dragged out by the coppers, or worse. I've had it happen to me before and all. Been sold out and nearly snaffled on the back of it. You can't trust no one. That's the point. As soon as you do, you're gone to grass. Dead. Gina, listen. If you like in tomorrow's trial, I could forget it. Ginny, don't you trust her now? Nah, I don't. Look, I'll ask you nicely now. Just leave me alone. Alright. Will you tell us what happened, Gina? Last night at the pawnbrokers? There's nothing to tell. I figured you'd pay me, so I broke into the place and started going for the storeroom. But the old bloke walked in on me and you know the rest. But why, Ginny? Why would you do that? I ain't obvious. The place is full of stuff I could sell for a shilling or two. Diving ain't easy, you know. It's a lot of work. And half the time you don't even get nothing. Is that really why you broke into the place? What? Are you sure the true reason wasn't something else? Oh, give it a rest, will ya? What would be the point anyway, eh? Nothing I could say would make a blonde bit of difference. Please tell us, Jenny. We'll believe you, whatever it is. Believe me? Don't be daft. You can't believe nothing. Everyone lies all the time. You know what? When it comes to liars, I'm the biggest of the lot. I've told some unforgivable lies, I have. What do you mean by that? What unforgivable lies? What did you mean before, Gina, when you said you were the biggest liar of the lot? Why don't you tell us what these unforgivable lies you've told are? Maybe we can help. Sorry. We're out of time. They're gonna want to question me now. Ginny, please. Oh, yeah. I wanted to give you this. Something to remember me by. A picture of a cat. I'll find it in one of the pockets of this coat. Ain't no point in me having it. I wonder what a little photograph like that was doing in the pocket of that overcoat. Anyway, don't bother coming again. Bye. Oh, Ginny. Thanks.
Gina, I wonder if you might hear me out. There is something I'd like to say.
What?
I am sorry to say that I must reluctantly bid you farewell.
I? Farewell?
Tomorrow I must begin my journey back home, to Japan. I fear we may never meet again.
Oh, right.
I've had the pleasure of meeting so many lovely people here in London. I have so many wonderful memories. And yet, as things stand now, it will be a glum parting indeed. Poor Iris is so miserable.
Susie. Well, that ain't my business.
Both Iris and Mr. Naruhodo believe you are to be innocent, Gina. They have put their faith in you. But somehow, you can't find it in your heart to put your faith in them.
Yeah, that's right, I can't. What of it?
It grieves me greatly to have to say goodbye to my friends when they are so clearly unhappy. Because of you.
What? It's my fault?
Yes. So I have one final request, Gina, before our paths never cross again. Right here and now, I want you to show both of them that you don't deserve the faith they have invested in you. Only by doing that will you truly be as alone as you claim to be.
What are you talking about? What do you expect me to do, eh?
You've told us that everyone lies. So prove it by admitting one of your own untruths.
What about what you said before, Ginny? You said something about unforgivable lies.
You must tell Mr. Naruhodo and Iris the truth now. That is my last request before I leave. My last request as a judicial assistant.
Nah, I can't. Whatever these lies are, they're obviously weighing very heavily on Gina's mind. Gina, I could be wrong, but is it something to do with what happened 2 months ago? Something about that trial? The one in which Magnus McGilded was acquitted? The case of that mysterious murder that took place inside the omnibus? You were called as a witness by the prosecution. Is that what this is about? Yeah, you're right. Because in that trial, I lied. I lied like you wouldn't believe.
Will you tell us about it now?
Like you said, it all happened 2 months ago. The coppers got hold of me and shoved me in the witness stand.
And based on your testimony, Mr. McGilded was declared innocent.
Yeah, well, the thing is, I lied about a whole bunch of stuff. I knew it.
What sort of thing did you lie about?
I was hiding under the sea that night. That was the truth. It was pitch black in that little cubbyhole. I couldn't see a thing. And then I heard that loud thud, like someone falling on the floor.
That's when Mr. McGilded discovered you.
Yeah. He pulled me out from under the seat and sat me next to the dead man. There wasn't much light to see by, but when I looked at me hands, I had the cove's blood all over 'em. I was so scared I couldn't even speak.
You had his blood on your hands?
In other words, it was Gina that the witnesses on the roof deck saw through the skylight. Wait, yeah, we proved that, didn't we? I thought we proved that.
I thought it has been already stated for the record. Then Mr. McGilded started asking you questions, I suppose? Who you were, and why you were hiding under the seat.
Yeah, he did. Only, that's not all.
What do you mean?
I mean, He threatened me. Threatened you how? He made me swear about what I'd seen, what I'd heard, and about what he was going to do after the cow was found dead. He made me swear I wouldn't tell no one about any of it. If I did that, he said he'd let me scamper before the coppers showed up. Gina, you must tell me what he swore to you to secrecy about. What you saw, what you heard, everything. Alright, what you saw. You said McGilded made you swear not to tell anybody what you saw. But you were in the pitch black compartment under the seat the whole time, weren't you?
Yes, with Mr. McGilded sitting above your head, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, that's right. But it was when I heard the thud of the cow hitting the floor, I let out a little scream, see? Couldn't help it. McGill heard that and dragged me out by my arm. And that's when I saw it. He was on the floor next to the old geezer what had been stabbed. A disc, all bright and shiny.
A disc?
Do you mean... Yeah, that's right. The one what the dude took off me at Windybanks. So the music box disc was there on the floor of the omnibus? Not for long. McGilded spotted it straight away. He picked it up smartish and stuffed it inside his pocket. So that disc was in the omnibus 2 months ago at the scene of Mr. Mason's murder? And the book tried to tell me I weren't to matter a word of it to no one. Interesting. 'Cause it was so dark under the seat in the cab, I was straining my ears the whole time. After a while, I heard the door and footsteps inside the cabin.
Presumably that was McGilded getting on board.
Nah, not only him. 'Cause I could definitely make out the footsteps of 2 people.
In that case, it would seem likely that it was Mr. McGilded and the victim,
Mr. Thrice-Fired Mason.
In his testimony during the trial, Mr. McGilded claimed he slept during the carriage ride.
But whenever I'm in a carriage, I'm taken with a fierce tiredness, and I always succumb to it.
And your own testimony, Gina, supported his.
All I could hear was the Irishman snoring. Yeah, that wasn't exactly true. Neither of them was asleep. I could hear them talking the whole time in loud voices.
What?
What were they talking about? Sorry, I don't know. The sound of the horses and the wheels was too loud.
But that still tells us something. Mr. McGilded and the victim knew each other.
Well, yeah, he owed him a debt, didn't he? Or something like that. So McGilded was lying, as I suspected. Alright. I knew it wasn't going to take long before someone raised the alarm that the bloke had been killed.
Yes, you are quite right. The other passengers on the roof deck noticed very quickly.
So when the cab came to a stop, McGilded told me to hold back under the seat again. I climbed in and waited. The 2 cows from up top ran off to get the coppers. Yes, Mr. Fairplay and Mr. First. Right, and after they had gone, McGilded asked the driver to do him a favour. A favour? Now then, fella, what I need you to do is take this coat of mine and deposit it with a nearby pawnbroker. And for your troubles, let's see now, I'll give you 10 guineas. A nearby pawnbroker? You mean on Baker Street? Yep, you got it. It was Windybanks. The coachee snapped up the money and ran out to pop this coat as fast as he could. So then, there's no one left in the carriage. McGill up in a box under the seat. Let me get out of there, but not without conditions. I see. What were McGilda's conditions then? For letting you go free, I mean. Not telling a soul, not for anything, about what I saw and what I heard. And something else as well. There's more? Yeah, this is the most important thing, he said. I'm after setting the coachman on a little errand for me, with some small change in his hand. Now then, did you hear what I asked of him? Did you see anything at all? At all? You asked him to go pop your whizzer, right? Aye, the fiend's taken me overcoat to deposit with a pawnbroker hereabouts. And I want you, lass, to take a redemption ticket for it. Do you understand? What? You want me to have the ticket? That's right, and I'll come fetch it from you later, sometime within the next 2 months. You're to hang on to it until then. Is that clear? And whatever you do, don't lose it. Alright then. And in case I might happen to be delayed at all, you're to go to the pawn shop, Windy Bank so it is, and you're to extend the loan before the 2 months is up. If you forget, the article will be forfeited, and any old fiend could come along and buy it. Aye? But I ain't got that car brass. Here's £5. That should be enough. Do we understand each other, Les? Don't try anything funny now. If you go against me... Yeah, I get it. Good. And one more thing. In a few days from now, you'll be visited by the police, I've no doubt. The coppers? Aye. They'll come asking for you to take the stand in court, to testify as a witness. So let's just have a wee chat about that, shall we? What is it that you might say, and what is it that you don't? After he'd gone over it all, I poked it. Got as far away from the as I could. He hid the pawnbroker's ticket in some bushes near the scene. I went to fetch it next day once I got dark. So McGill had planned it and coerced Gina into giving false testimony. Wow. Alright then. I'll bet you're ready to string me up, eh? I lied in that big old coach room. I told some cokers. The thing is, he said he would make it so we couldn't live in the East End no more. That's what he threatened me with. What a wicked man. He knew everything what went on in the back slums. He knew we had no one to look after us, and we was all just looking out for each other, getting by together. So you mean Mr. McGilda would have... In an heartbeat, he could have had a lot of us chased out of there if he wanted. And where would you have gone, eh? Nowhere, that's where. So, I didn't have no choice. Thank you, Gina, for telling us everything. But, I'm for it now, eh? Go on, admit it. You must be livid. Well, you can make amends by doing me a simple favor. A favor? What? Sign the representation papers for tomorrow's trial. Aye? If you don't actually want me to represent you in court, you can rip it up later. But we need that paperwork, or we can't investigate. The police won't let us. Investigate what? The scene of the incident last night. Mr. Sholmes was shot, you see. You what? Early's having a big operation right now, Ginny. Is it bad? Is he going to be alright? Sholmes, he's going to be alright, right? That's why I want to investigate. For Mr. Sholmes' sake as much as anything. Right. So what you're saying is, if I saw that bit of paper, everyone's happy, is that it? Something like that. Mr. Sato? Yes, of course.
I have the representation papers here.
I don't need no one to stick up for me, though. No lawyer, nothing. Poor Ginny. She seems so lonely. Well, at least this should mean we can investigate the scene at Winterbanks now. Yeah. And perhaps we can come back to visit Ginny when we're done there? Sure. I feel like we've finally cracked Gina. She's opened up to us at last. And now I have her representation papers. No one else knows just what a responsibility that is. Anyway, for now it means Inspector Gregson can't stop us investigating at Winterbanks. Although, something tells me he's not gonna be happy about it. To be continued.